Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, in this video I'm going to do another framework tutorial. Now, I actually did this framework tutorial a while back ago, not that long ago. I had 5 episodes, but I had to stop because I had lost the project files to it. I'd lost the project file, so now I just have nothing of it, so I don't really have a trace of it. So we're just going to remake it. And the best part is it's going to be a bit more efficient now, since when I was making that tutorial, may or may have not been the best scripter of all time, but yeah. So obviously, just like most of my tutorials, you're gonna go in the spaceplate template, and the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go on the starter player here, which is just right here. You're going to go to starter player scripts. We're going to add a new script here. It's called a local script, but I want to rename this to a framework. Now inside of our framework, we're going to type repeat wait until game is loaded. Now basically what this is just waits until the game is completely loaded, so we can prevent as many errors as possible. Because most of the time, our game is going to be loaded and this script is going to be put in before all the assets are loaded correctly. So we just want this to make sure everything is loaded, and we're still going to take precautions because we just don't want any errors from loading issues. So we're gonna type local run service. Now, if you've followed my tutorials or that previous framework tutorial, I think you already might know what run service is for. But if you don't know, you can think of it as just kind of like a way for us to loop things really fast, client-sidedly. We're also going to get user input service because we are obviously going to want to detect when the player presses reload, when the player, presses all the keys, presses the movement key, all that. And we're also going to get the players because it is very useful. Well, you know what, it's just kind of useful for getting the normal player, but I like putting players there. So now all we have to do is just type player equal to players.localPlayer. Basically, we're just getting the player who's joining the game, and because this is a local script, we can do that. So we're also gonna want to get the character because we're gonna want to play certain animations and maybe even animate the view model with the character. We're also gonna put an or player.character added wait. This is so same thing, loading issues. Even though we already have this up here, it's always still good to do this kind of thing. We can also get the mouse because we're gonna need the mouse. And we're also going to make some, here, I almost forgot, we're going to need the replicated storage. Because I store a lot of content. I like to store a lot of content in the replicated storage, and we're obviously gonna need that for getting VModel data and all that. So we have the basic setup for our script. This obviously isn't the complete framework script, but the basic setup. So now we can get onto a VModel. Now in that last series where I taught you how to make a FPS framework in that old, well, not old, but kind of bad series, I don't know, but in that series what I would do is that I would have a view model with a gun, and then that view model, basically it was like for every single gun there would be a view model. However, that is very inefficient and not very good because now you have to constantly animate, have to constantly copy and paste, duplicate. It's not very efficient. So what we do instead is that we just have one view model, It's just the base view model, and then we just attach the guns to the hands, so we don't have to go through the pain of having to do that, and that. So yeah, yeah. So basically, that's what we're going to do. So we need to actually get a view model. Now, most of the time, you can just search up view model in toolbox here, and you'll find a bunch of results. I think I might use AR-15. You can really use any type of view model as long as it's rigged and it works properly. I think I might. I'm not sure if I'm going to use something like an R6 view model, but you know, if you want to, you can. You just have to make sure everything works. And also, let's delete all these weird stuff. I don't know what this animation is for. And okay, so this looks good enough to me. I mean, it's R6 ARM, so it looks fine. So I'm gonna rename this to a view model. I'm gonna call this view model, and then inside of replicated storage, we'll make a new folder. We'll call this models, and then just throw view model into there. So then we can go in framework. We can type local view model, local rep view model. We'll actually call this rep view model, and then we'll type replicate storage, wait for child, models, then wait for child again, wait for child, view model. So now once we have that, let's close that, and now once we have our view model, we're gonna make our actual view model, and this is gonna be rep view model clone, and then we'll type view model dot parent dot equal to, oh, I forgot something. We need our camera. Let's declare the workspace. Dot get service workspace, and let's get our camera workspace. I'll find first child camera. So view model parent equals to camera. View model dot name equals to player dot name. View model. So now, once we have that set up, all we have to do is just type function load view model, a gun. We just need a gun, and we're also gonna make a list called guns so we can keep track of, you know, all the guns. So how this list is gonna work is that basically when we want to add a new gun, we'll put these bracket things, and then we'll put in the name of the gun. So for example, we can put pistol, and then we'll just equal this to maybe like replicate storage wait for child weapons, and then another wait for child, something like that. It'll be something along the lines of that. But anyways, let's delete this. Inside of load view model, what we're going to, inside of load view model, we're gonna type if view model, then view model destroy, and then we're just gonna copy and paste this code, and then we'll just replace this. Okay. So anyway, we're also gonna change and add a few things to this function in the future. So just replace this with nil. So now let's type load view model, and we can just give that null. Actually, you know, we'll give it pistol, but later on that's gonna be very different. We're gonna be changing that. But anyways, now we're gonna use run service. We're gonna do run stepped, and we're gonna connect that to a new function. So we don't need any parameters in this function. Well, I mean, if you want, you can, but I'm pretty sure it was like delta, something like that, but we don't need that. But anyways, now we can type if VModel is, we'll do a slither not equal to null, then we'll type VModel search primary part C-frame camera.C-frame, or if you want you can do something else, but camera's the best. Now we can save this on our computer, so we'll just call this, I'm going to call it FPS tutorial, however you can call it, whatever you want. We'll put app, I don't know. I'll just put it to FPS tutorial, and now I'm just going to wait for a little. It should, okay, there we go, it's loaded. Okay, so anyways, now if we play this, and as you can see, it works. It looks a little goofy, I mean, after all, it's literally like static arms, but, we're getting somewhere, and, I think that's going to be it for this episode, so there's going to be more of this, obviously. Well, I mean, if I don't lose project files again, but anyways, bye guys, and I'll see you on the next video.